There has been a lot of back and forth about how much information is provided by the health authority when it comes to possible COVID-19 exposures. In the early days of the pandemic, the province was giving very little information about where cases were, but now we're learning about specific outbreaks and even possible exposure locations. It's something Saskatchewan Privacy Commissioner Ron Kruszeniski has been watching closely, and he joins me now. Thanks so much for being here.
Glad to be here.
In your opinion, how much information should the public get about a single case or an outbreak?
Well, if you look at the legislation, it basically says that organizations that are part of government should provide as much information as they can. And the limit on that is provided they don't give out your or my personal information. So at the beginning, I basically encourage those that make decisions to give more information. In other words, more is better. And the limit is, but don't disclose a citizen's personal information in the process.
So, what role are you playing in the information being released? How much have you been consulted?
Uh, I have not been consulted directly. I've had a few conversations with people, um, but I do sense that the decision makers are providing more and more information. And I think with the heightened public interest, uh, that is the right direction to go.
Is there harm in naming a community or a business where there is an outbreak or there could be potential exposure?
The harm comes when you get to smaller communities or smaller organizations, indicating that one person in Regina has COVID-19 does not create harm, indicating that one person in a community of 20 or 25 has COVID-19 certainly puts that person at risk of being identified by the people that he or she lives with. So it's the application of a principle and the application of discretion, taking it as far as you can take it, but not taking it that last step where a citizen's personal health information is exposed.
What about naming businesses? Businesses may feel like they're being attacked because someone that came into their business may have exposed other people, even though maybe their employees are perfectly fine.
I understand businesses feel that way, but applying the principle, um, saying that one or two people uh, contacted COVID-19 by going to a particular business or an employee of that business had it, um, it's not good for the business, but it's not breaching personal health information. If it's an extremely small business, then you do run the risk. So it depends on your customer. Again, I understand why businesses appreciate it, but the balancing factor is the public interest.
What can the SHA disclose to keep people's privacy safe but still share information?
Well, they can take it as granular as they can go and feel comfortable. They certainly can deal with region, city, town, RM, uh, and I think it only becomes a challenge when you get to small communities of 20 or 30 people. You start saying that one person or two persons, one being a male and one being a female, when you get that granular, you're running the risk of a privacy breach.
Mr. Kruszeniski, thanks so much for your time today.
And thank you for having me.